Monday morning, your date is May 19th. I'm Alicia Lewis. Jason Hackett has the morning off. Well, it is a much cooler, so you can see from the bottom of the screen, we're at 41 degrees. It's chilly. Grab a coat, John. I didn't do my plants,
You didn't.
although it's fine, but
Right.
we're getting darn near close.
Darn near close there. I did plant them yesterday, and I thought, how cold are we going to get? I forecasted 40, and we're at 41. It was risky, I guess, but how sad is that, right? You're at 91. You're like, can I plant? It's the 19th of May. We have a weather impact alert for rain. Now, the one good thing about heavy rain is, yes, it's going to be cold, but you can't dip because of the clouds. So we'll stay in the low 40s for a couple of days probably. So get your coats on here. We are looking at significant rain expected Tuesday as well, and you need rain gear. How many times do I come on here and say, don't change your plans, don't change your plans? Change your plans. Don't battle Tuesday. 30 degrees right now in Grand Marais. Congratulations. They were at 28. I'm not sure what they win, but 40 here in the metro. Now you're getting very close in St. Cloud at 36. We got a lot to talk about. I'll let you know, obviously, important weekend. We'll take a look at the weekend. Plus, we'll time out this rain coming up in your forecast. For now, it's dry on the roads. How's it look, Cece?
It is dry. Good morning. Happy Monday. Things are pretty quiet. I mean, actually, just a few minutes ago while John was talking, a stalled vehicle cleared in Golden Valley here. Good morning. If you're waking up there, it was Highway 100 southbound here near 394. So as you head toward Highway 7 now, you will be okay as you make your way out over the next 15-20 minutes. I know, speaking of Highway 100, there was a huge weekend project that shut down Highway 100 from Highway 62 to 394 between Edina and Golden Valley. That project is now all cleared up, so you don't have to take Highway 169 as a detour. And over in Inver Heights, there was that 494 project. You no longer need to take Highway 52 as a detour. But again, taking a look at your route this morning, it should be green for now. Of course, this will change in about an hour and a half or so. This half hour, though, when I see you past 6:15, I do want to talk about Highway 169, parts of it shutting down tonight, and the detours you'll want to take. Alicia.
Yeah, I avoided the Southwest Metro all weekend. Thanks for the heads up, Cece. Appreciate it. We'll check back in a bit. Well, this morning, former President Biden and his family will begin reviewing treatment options for his prostate cancer. His team says he's battling an aggressive form of this disease that has now spread to his bones. Michelle Beck is here with the very latest. Good morning, Michelle.
Alicia, a source telling NBC News Biden is at his home in Delaware, but it's unclear where he'll receive treatment and what kind of therapy he may get. They're all questions his family and really the world are asking today, 3 days since his diagnosis. Biden's personal office says it's prostate cancer and it's spread to the bone. And that makes this a stage 4 cancer. On top of that, his disease is characterized by a Gleason score of 9 out of 10, showing just how aggressive this is. We spoke with Dr. Badranath Kennedy, who tells us in general, prostate cancer grows pretty slowly, so he thinks it's possible the former president has had it for a few years. He also tells us this kind of cancer isn't regularly screened for someone his age. Biden is 82 years old.
The downside is this stage of cancer is really not curable, but it's controllable. So what we attempt to do is to treat him. And I think that's some of the options that they're probably considering right now. Surgery is not an option at his age, particularly also with the fact that it's gone to the bones. So the ideal treatment would be to shut off the supply of testosterone to this tumor, which it requires to grow. So that's usually the first step.
President Obama here, who Biden served with, writing Biden will fight his fight with his quote, his trademark resolve and great grace. Biden's VP Kamala Harris also echoing that thought, saying Joe is a fighter, and well wishes are out from so many people, Alicia, including Governor Tim Walz, as well as current President Trump.
Yeah, no matter where you stand here in the political aisle, you hate to hear this kind of news. Michelle, thanks for that update. And of course, be sure to stay with us on KARE 11 as we're learning more about the former president's diagnosis and treatment. You can watch us anytime on KARE 11 Plus. Just download it on your TV and watch for free. 6:05 here on your Monday, a live look at the state capitol this Monday morning in St. Paul, where the clock is ticking for Minnesota lawmakers. They have about 17 hours before the end of the legislative session. They worked through the weekend to finish their work on several key bills, and both the House and the Senate will be back in session at 11 this morning. But with a really long to-do list, both sides believe a special session is still inevitable. While the framework for this budget has been agreed upon, there's still many details that need to be ironed out, including compromises over health care. Members of the DFL have protested proposed legislation that would roll back the ability for undocumented adults to receive state-funded health care through MNCare. Representative Melissa Hortman now tells us it's being debated whether that will split into two separate bills.
So we reached an agreement on May 14th, and so some of the simpler bills have been closed up, and some of the more complicated bills just are going to take a little bit more time.
We've reached out to Republicans to get their thoughts on splitting the health care bill, and we're still waiting to hear their response. Lawmakers do believe a special session would be a short one, possibly wrapping up before Memorial Day. Now, one of the bills that already passed, tightening DWI restrictions in Minnesota, is on the governor's desk this morning. Lawmakers introduced the bill after last year's deadly crash at Park Tavern. The legislation increases how long a person would be required to use an ignition interlock after repeat DWI convictions. The Senate unanimously passed the final version of the bill over the weekend, and the House had 5 holdouts on Friday with this one. The governor, though, is expected to sign it. We should get an update here in just a couple of hours on the progress crews are making on those massive wildfires happening in northern Minnesota. And their update yesterday morning, firefighters say that the Camp House fire is 31% contained. The Munger Shaw fire is 75% contained, but crews are still working to get the Jenkins Creek fire under control. The 3 fires have burned more than 32,000 acres combined. Well, teams are on the ground right now in Kentucky, ready to help families devastated over the weekend by those deadly tornadoes. Both Kentucky and the St. Louis, Missouri area were hit really hard by multiple tornadoes both Friday and Saturday. Authorities say at least 28 people died in severe weather from the lower Midwest to the south. Most were in Kentucky and another 5 in Missouri. Virginia also reporting fatalities. And take a look at this video of tornadoes just outside of Denver. Authorities believe at least 3 were spotted yesterday afternoon. Dozens of buildings were damaged and several homes were destroyed. Thankfully, no one was hurt.